make payment. When I show y'all this, y'all gonna be embarrassed for me, because it'll say I'll have like $8,000 still out there. And the reality is I've gotten most of that, but I haven't gone into the system to show that who's paid out. And on that one day, I'll go in and kind of balance that, the system to show who's actually rendered payment. But girl, some of them haven't. It's been a job I did in March and they haven't paid because they're waiting for me to invoice them. And if I haven't invoiced them, they haven't sent payment. So finding a way to track it is gonna be key, however you decide to. We are back talking about another tip or pro tip. I wanted to kind of share with you guys one of the key tools that I use in terms of managing my business overall. And I've talked about it, I think, in another video, was Notary Gadget. Notary Gadget is a platform where you can transfer all your signings into this system, and it will track who your vendor is, how much the job was. So in the event you have to invoice them, you can kind of keep track of it. This platform does so much for me overall. It's customizable and to a degree for notaries, notarypublics, in terms of how they manage their business and their clients, and so that they can just use it for their taxes at the end of the year. But I have also included some of my blogging stuff, my business stuff in general, and I really, really like it. So I wanted to share this with you guys because it's clutch. You're gonna love it. If you don't have a system already that you're following, certainly check that one out. Disclaimer, you guys, it is free for your first 15 entries, and then after your 15th entry, there is a cost associated with. The cost is about $9 a month, which for me is invaluable. I use it so often that it is just the thing. It is the operating system that I use in terms of managing my finances for my business. Things in this system that automates, which is extremely helpful for me, where I don't have to type in, send the email confirmation to like automation notarygadgets at notarygadgets.com, and that just populates quickly into your to subject. You send it over and it automatically puts all those fields into its system, and then you just kind of come back when they've made payment to indicate they've made payment, and then it'll track your mileage, it'll track how many notarial acts that you've conducted, because your notarial acts are a tax deduction. So you want to make sure you're putting all those things in. I am so bad at this. I do this at the last part of it. I try to spend at least one day a month actually going through my back office business. I am not great at it, I promise y'all. I be invoicing people 3 months later, talk about where's my money, y'all didn't send me anything. And it's only after I have kind of went through Notary Gadgets to see who's paid me and who hasn't. I'll try to kind of do a screen share so you guys can kind of see how that works. I need to deposit some checks today. And then in that, after I deposit those checks, I will then go into Notary Gadget with that month. I'll kind of hold them, and then that day that I'm doing it of the month, I'll try to go in and just check all the balances in Notary Gadget of who paid, if they underpaid, etc., and invoicing them, because you can also send an immediate invoice after that. So let's get into what this system does. Any 9 to 5, you're getting paid every 2 weeks, but with notary loan signing, the majority of vendors are paying on a net 30. The net 30 just means 30 days after that assignment was completed. And it sounds like, oh, I want my money more immediately, but it's great to just kind of have a bulk of money that's coming in around the same time. So most people are paying net 30. There are some that will pay bi-weekly and also just as the word come. Many of them are either sending a VIN pay, which you'll see in SnapDocs, and or they are doing an electronic check. Is the majority of the way that vendors are paying notaries. But some may very well ask for your direct banking information and send it a direct deposit in that way. VenPay does do a direct deposit. So after they pay you that net 30, they will send it as a direct deposit through VenPay. An easy way to just track that, go through your system, whatever you have that is tracking your assignments. I know this sounds so old school and going to probably date me a bit, but I prefer the e-checks. Now, this is why I prefer the e-checks. I prefer the e-checks, as you can see in this video. I'll kind of post it. I wait till a few of them come in. Sometimes, girl, I be depositing, 8 checks at one time, and it just helps force me to kind of do the back office stuff that I told you I can procrastinate quite a bit on. So having those e-checks forces me to sit down, deposit checks, and go into the system to say who's paid me. So VenPay, I have to go into VenPay, see who've already, and they'll send an email, your payment is on the way, and I'll kind of search my emails to see who paid already, write a list, then go into my platforming system that tells me who paid me to then kind of do the checks and balances on it. So checks are probably a little better because it forces me to actually sit down to get the work done. Some of them will require you to invoice them before they will send payment. Some of my direct clients are this way. I have to actually, at the end of the month, send a invoice to them to say, hey, these are the assignments I've done for the month. And the great thing about Notary Gadget, and I'll try to send over what that looks like, but a great way with Notary Gadget is that it actually, you can just click all of the jobs from that vendor and then send over, like combine your invoices in one. So when the client gets it, your vendor gets it, they'll see that you've done all 8 of these, and this is the order numbers associated with it. I'll also try to show you what that looks like in Notary Gadget as well, but that's a plus for me when it comes to invoicing. And the current system that I use is that I'm able to combine those invoices just by a matter of clicking all of the ones that requires payment and then sending it over to the email contact that's associated with it. VenPay or direct deposit, you have a handful of vendors who may mail out checks, which is okay as well, as long as they're paying you. Okay, I don't care what form that you send my money, as long as I get it. I am so bad at this though. I'm so grateful to have a tracking system that tells me what work I've done. So if I have procrastinated on the back office piece of it, I can always go back and say, hey, I never seen the check from this or the direct deposit, and then you can just kind of invoice them. So those are the methods in which vendors are sending out payment. You need to just have a system in how you're tracking the work that you're doing so that you can make sure you're getting all of your money and you're not just out there doing work for free. So in doing that, you need to make sure that you're tracking your assignments just so that you can have that tracking system. You could be using QuickBooks. You could be using a number of other ways that you are managing your business finances. But the way that I have customized Notary Gadget, I added my blogging stuff. So this is a pro tip for you guys. In Notary Gadget, you can also track your expenses from your ink toners, from your printers, from your computers you purchase, from your pens, your staples runs, your whatever. You can track those expenses in Notary Gadget, and Notary Gadgets already have categories of what it may have: miscellaneous, it may have office supplies, it may have mileage. So your mileage and your notarial acts are listed also as that in that expense, because notary stamps are tax free or tax deductible. So if you've done 7 for your signing, then first thing it will ask you how many you've done. You'll kind of get an understanding of how many you've completed based on which assignment you were doing. If you were doing a refinance versus a reverse mortgage or a sale, you guess about how many you have done you might want to count them if you're not aware of what you're signing or notarizing in those documents early on, so that you can add it in there, and it'll automatically deduct that from the payment technically that it's showing you have the profit you've made, so it can't be taxed at the end of the year when you send these documents to your accountants for your tax filing. So in this particular system, they have a expenses tracking, and I use it. You can categorize your own stuff. So if it's stuff relating to blogging, I may put blogging for My Truth Lies Here, and then I'll add in whatever that is, so I can be able to compartmentalize all of those areas of my business for my own financial tracking purposes. Also for grant writing, somebody may ask about your income and revenue, and yeah, you can just use it for so much. So go ahead and check out Notary Gadget. Girl, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm only this little vibe to this channel, but no, there are some people who have a discount code, girl. So Google it, Notary Gadget discount code, and try to find the code where you can get it at a lower rate for a couple months. But the first 15 is free if you just want to give it a try before you actually start to pay for it. Give it a whirl, girl, because I love it. We get this money in Notary Gadget and how we track it, girl. So hopefully you're tracking your money. Hopefully this video is helpful. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Are we gonna do the subscribe dance? Have y'all already subscribe to this channel? But no, so that other notaries can get this information. It just pushes that information. It pushes these videos out a little more, so notaries who are Googling and searching the same words that you have can actually have access to this. So like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys soon. I am heading out to church and I'm already late. Peace.